First of all, Tories aren't my enemies. You know, nobody else in this country is the enemy. That's a horrible way to think about it. But what I would say is that 10,000 members is maybe 1 in 16 Conservative Party members. So the idea that this is some insurgence of a majority, there's not the evidence for that yet at all. Now, I also would point out that this does remind me kind of the momentum Corbynistas in the Labour Party, desperately trying to cling on to someone who MPs don't want. And I mention that because there is some level of precedent, because Labour members tried to take the Labour Party to court over its decision-making on who should be on the leadership ballots and things. And the courts ruled in that case that these sorts of decisions are up to parties internally and can't be affected by the courts. So I'd suggest that precedent would indicate that this legal case is unlikely to get anywhere.
But even if it doesn't get anywhere legally, if it becomes clear that a majority of Tory party members want him to stay, that cannot be ignored. You know, it's interesting, isn't it, when Maggie Thatcher was ousted, the people who ousted her, the minister, said it was for the good of the party and the good of the country, and Sunak and Javid said exactly the same. It's not. It's nonsense. It's all self-interest. It's because they had ambitions. This was a bunch of ambitious ministers who think they can do a better job. And I just look at them now, and I just know they can't.
But can I just say that Boris Johnson is the only Prime Minister who's been ousted because he lacked the basic decency of public office. All of those predecessors that you mentioned, they had some kind of policy decision that eventually became too toxic and too controversial. Boris Johnson, lied over what happened regarding parties. He lied over the Chris Pincher process. He lied over
let Stanley respond.
I'm not going to sit here next to you and hear you toss words out like lie. I'm not having that.
Well, did he tell the truth about the Partygate?
Well, he certainly did. As far as I'm concerned, he has not been found to have lied. He has not been found to have lied. There's no evidence of this. But I don't want to get down that route. I just say you all ought to be careful the way you use language.
And
lie.
You must be very pleased, Stanley, to see the groundswell behind your son since the coup, because the media have got their way. We know that. The media wanted Boris out since December last year, and they've worked towards that. But actually, if you read the Sunday Times at the weekend, you have ministers now saying, what have we done? I shouldn't have resigned. You have Tory MPs saying, can we just have Boris back? It's not like when Theresa May went and everyone thought, goodness gracious me, thank God. There's actually been a real sense of buyer's remorse amongst the Tory party.
If I was Graham Brady, which I'm not, he's a fine man, I would say, look, we did make a mistake. The 1922 committee could have changed the rules for a second ballot. They didn't do that, and now we're confronted with what looks like a coup.